Girls of Reddit, what's the best pickup line someone used on you? My first kiss was with my best friend at the time in middle school. He bet me a quarter that he could kiss me without touching my lips. I thought he was just going to kiss my cheek or hand or something and say I owed him a quarter. But he really kissed me. Pulled a quarter out of his pocket. Pressed it in my hand and said worth it. I was a security guard for Seahawks games. And we had to wear yellow jackets, black caps, and black slacks. At the end of the game, we were going through and clearing out all the drunk people, and this one guy I was helping to the door looked at me up and down and said, "You look like a cab driver. You should take me home," and then winked at me. Had a paraplegic guy roll up to me and tell me I am 6 feet falling down. Guy, hey. You want some good sex tonight? Not a pickup line exactly. But a girl and I kept noticing each other at a club one night. We were both out with friends and it was really crowded. So we never quite made our way to each other till I was leaving. Just before I got to the door, she came up to me and clipped a clothespin to my shirt with her phone number written on it. "So you can't lose it," she said. No idea where the hell she got a clothespin. But damn, it was charming. I am a girl, by the way. This thread made me realize just how much confidence I don't have, lol. I can't cook a good lasagna. But I can cook a great lasagna. That got me. One time in college I invited a girl over to lasagna and chill, and she came over and started to get flirty. But I legit needed extra hands in the kitchen to make this monster lasagna. That was the only meat she got that night. Hi, my name is John. If anyone is looking to make a mistake tonight. I wasn't. But damn, I thought that was funny. I was handling the paperwork and tax explanations for a company that was switching all of their salespeople to W2. I got a text from one of the salesmen that said, "Are you my last 1099 check? Because I want 100% of you." It didn't work in the slightest, but it did make me laugh. The one that worked the best on me was a guy who had learned a memorization trick where you give them 30 words and they remember each one in order and recite them back to you after an hour. It seems way more impressive when everyone is drunk though, and makes a great icebreaker for starting a conversation. It's smart because it means you will still be talking in an hour. Sitting in a cafe doing homework. I hear a guy go, "I'm not trying to weird. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of math you're doing. Because I think you're doing it wrong." He was right and helped me out. Asked me out in a date afterwards, and we're been together 7 years. Married almost more than half of that. At a nerd convention, some guy asked if I wanted to see his giant robot. My brain didn't compute I was being hit on. I thought we were talking about anime, so I responded, "I'm more into Titans." Dumb. Heard you like bad girls. Well, I'm bad at everything. Blinks instead of winking. Edit. I'm a dude. Best pickup line was actually accidental. But it made me laugh and we were up talking for a bit after. But this dude comes up to me in a bar and goes, "Hey. So. I'm a girl," then pauses. Looks horrified and goes, "I meant you're a girl." Then looks even more horrified and goes, "FCK. That isn't even good that way. You have a bit of cute on your face." Apparently this was used by both my BF and one of his friends to his current GF. Both gents got the line from a single friend who is still single. That friend didn't follow the first 2 rules. He walked up and showed me his phone, which was on the Google Translate page, and showed, in Chinese, "Why is a beautiful girl like you eating alone?" I am Chinese, but was eating alone because I was video chatting my boyfriend. Edit. To clarify, I was video chatting in English. "Hey. You're beautiful. Can I tell you that again next Saturday over dinner?" Lol, maybe cheesy, but I guess it worked because we're married. Edit. They want a haiku. I suppose I should write one. But I'm so lazy. I was at a skating rink and this girl fell right in front of me and said, "I think I've fallen for you." IDK if she saw an opportunity and took it or was serious. But I don't swing that way. Sorry. My friend did this and got the girl's number. Turns out she was an idiot because she didn't understand why he asked for her number and had a boyfriend. It wasn't use on me, but I overheard a conversation between this guy with a heavy French accent and some girl in front of me in an economics class. I wasn't really paying attention till I heard him say, "Let me take you out for ice cream. You look like you'd enjoy some French vanilla," and I almost died. She said no. And I later found out he wasn't even French. Just very good at accents. Edit. Orders 2 shots of tequila with lime and hands one to me saying, "This is my pickup line." I don't like when people hit on me at work. But this one made me chuckle. I'm a baker and I was putting some hamburger buns on the shelf. A guy walked up behind me and said, "Hey, nice buns." Simple. But I laughed. Edit. Anyone else want to make the beaver joke? Original. Y'all. Guy. Hey. You dropped something. Girl. What? Guy. Your standards. I was working at a sushi restaurant in a small Texas town. I was serving a group of 3. A couple and their friend. So at the end of the meal, the lonely guy, one may call him a neckbeard or one of those nice guy types, asks if we'll open fortune cookies with them. In my head, I'm thinking, I hope this gets me a decent tip. I open my cookie and it has some generic fortune. I ask him what his says. He replies without missing a beat. I says the cute waitress will give me her number. I giggled and politely declined, saying I have a boyfriend. It was one of the smoothest pick lines I've ever seen used, but also from the least likely of people. I was walking out of a bookstore when a guy told me I had dropped something. I looked at the floor thinking I had dropped a receipt or something. The guy then replies, "My jaw." My dumbass didn't realize it until I got to the car. You went, "Oh, that makes sense." People occasionally drop the bottom half of their face. Not a girl, but my buddy and I went to the bar and a good looking girl was kinda popping her head up looking around for someone next to us, and he said, "Hi, I'm right here." She went home with him. He just finessed her actual date in one sentence. Damn. I was at the bar and a guy leaned into the counter, facing me, and said, "My friends want to know if you think I'm hot." I told him to tell his friends that yes, I do think you are hot. You could tell he didn't think that far ahead and he started walking away. But it was funny, so I bought him a drink. Tell your friends that yes, I do think you are hot. Stands in awkward silence. Well, sorry. Never gotten this far before. This guy was flirting with me so hard. Using puns for everything we were doing and all that stuff. I told him if he didn't stop I was going to throw something at him, and he replied, "Only if you throw yourself." We'd been married for 3 years. One time while I was waiting tables, I passed a table with a teenager and his family. He tossed a packet of sugar onto the empty drink tray I was carrying and said, "Drop your name tag." I giggled and blushed like a doofus and he got a lot of high fives. My personal favorite. Walks up. Holds out hand high. "Would you mind holding this for me while I take a walk in the park?" One time in Vegas. I was at a pool party dancing with a group of girls. Bachelorette party. I saw the guy watching me dance and eventually he made his way over to me. After talking to him for a couple of minutes and him asking to dance with me, I told him I was married. I told him I had a friend in my group that was single and I was about to point her out when he said, "You are the only person I've wanted to dance with since I saw you walk in. I'm sure your friend is lovely, but she won't be you." A girl I worked with once got, "Would you like to make $1 million in 2 years?" How? Take out a life insurance policy and FCK me to death. She didn't. I am only here to learn new pickup lines I still use on my 3+ year girlfriend. Thanks, girls. Edit. When I say 3+ year, I mean 3+ year long relationship. That seems rather young. Not a girl, but one I have seen work, or at the very least get a laugh is, "Hi. Do you see my friend over there? Yeah. Well, he was wondering if you think I'm cute. Yeah. I could see how this would play out for me. Me. Hi. Do you see my friend over there? Huh? Yeah. Me. Well, he was wondering if you think I'm cute. Huh? Tell him that I do. Me. Okay. Thanks. Leaves. Huh? Question mark. Him. Are you a model? Me. Dot. No. Him. Oh. When did you quit? Made me laugh. Me. Are you a model? Huh? Yes, actually. Me. Oh. Well. Quit? He said. I wish you were my big toe so I could bang you on all of my furniture. Didn't work. But I got a good laugh out of it. Not a girl. But saw my friend be incredibly smooth. While sitting at a bar one night. He was showing me his new iPhone. I think it was iPhone 7. As there was enough new stuff that warranted him showing it off. Girl next to him asks if it's the new iPhone. He says yes. She asks for his favorite feature. And he says this while handing her the phone. It was the new contact screen. She just smiled and put in her name and number. A friend of mine used the classic "Excuse me miss. Would you like to go halves on a bastard?" Strangely enough. Didn't work. Oh, I've got all these forks and knives, all I need is a little spoon. Con. You've always got to carry around cutlery. Pro. Removed. He walked up to me. Asked if I'd like a kiss. Then offered from a big bag of Hershey's Kisses. After that. He walked away. Had chocolate. Had sex. To clarify, I've told this story before and had people confused about how sex happened if he walked away. I approached him soon afterwards. His opener was light and funny. And then he backed off and gave me space to respond on my own terms. Which showed he wasn't pushy. He offered his chocolate to everyone. Too. Not just girls. That really reflected well upon him. My stepdad taught me this one. He would always give me a giant Hershey kiss before I went on dates as a teenager. The move was to put it behind the passenger seat and at the end of the night ask, "Do you mind if I give you a kiss?" Then lean in and reach behind her seat and give her a massive Hershey kiss. For some reason, I got a real kiss every single time. The man is a genius. I used "I wish I were a secant" line so I could touch your curve twice over a decade ago. She hit me immediately and then proceeded to ask me what it meant. We have been married about 9 years now and I still use corny pickup lines on her at every opportunity. I don't mean to go on a tangent. Not exactly a pickup line. But the first time I talked to my husband, he asked me if I wanted to see a picture of his baby girl. He was 19 at the time so I was thinking, oh wow, he's young to have a baby girl. But I said sure, okay. It was a puppy. I don't know if it was the fact that he referred to his puppy as his baby girl or what, but it was instant attraction. Using a puppy is cheating. Wanna go out for coffee? I legit asked a girl this once and she accused me of asking her for sex. I had no idea what led to that. I'm guessing she's had some interesting coffee dates. We just ordered another pitcher of beer. I could grab you a glass if you want. I used to work in a bar. So I witnessed a lot of pickups and attempted pickups. This one was directed at me. I'd finished my shift. And I married him. So I'd call it reasonably successful. Not exactly a pickup line and I don't know the best one, but probably the most memorable one though. But we were walking on the street and I spotted this really gorgeous guy and we had instant chemistry. We smiled at each other and dude started immediately crossing the street like an idiot. Almost gets hit by a car. The first thing he says at me is, "Look at that." Almost died. Worth it though. He was a really sweet and was visibly stunned of actually doing what he did, and that you could tell he didn't thought it through and didn't know what to do next. His awkwardness made it even more charming. Met a girl. And the first thing I said was, "Are you related to Dr. Seuss?" Because green eggs and damn. Been together for a few months now. So I guess it worked. I know that the whole "there are no women on Reddit" thing is a joke. But these answers aren't helping that myth. Not a girl but. Much edit. Hey baby. I heard you like studs. I got the STD. All I need is you. And that's how my parents got together. I was the new girl at work and it was a slow day, so I decided to get to know my co-workers better. Me. So what do you do for fun? Co-worker. Why don't you come over and find out? So when are we getting married? Guys. Do not walk up to a girl and say this because it could actually work. My boyfriend approached me with this line when we met. Initially I rolled my eyes super hard, but now we've been together for 4 years and plan to get married next year. Comma, do not walk up to a girl and say this. Comma, we've been together for 4 years. You just don't want us to be happy. I think I once said mini golf. And she said sure. When I was on Tinder, my default pic was from Halloween the previous year when I dressed up as Ensign Crusher from Star Trek. TNG. I matched with a cute guy. And he messaged me first. Permission to come aboard? That was 5 years ago. And we now have a dog together. My boyfriend now. On our first date. Stared at the ground and out of the blue really shyly said, "Wow. You're really pretty." That fact that he had worked himself up to say it and then wouldn't look at me and said it shyly for some reason made it more genuine. It was simple but I loved it. My husband actually got me with my favorite one. It's a bit weird. But it worked. He sat down next to me and said, "Fat penguin." So I was like, "What?" So he goes, "Well, it breaks the ice, doesn't it? My name is Steve. And yours must be beautiful." He bought me a drink and we've been together 5 years. I took a flight last week. The flight attendant was gorgeous. But she was busy. I smiled a lot. She smiled back. But couldn't get to talk to her during the flight. I jotted down a note that read, "You have a beautiful smile. I'd love to see it again sometime. Perhaps over dinner." Name and phone number, and gave it to her as I walked off the plane. She texted me later that day and we're going out tonight. We'll see what happens. Update. We went on a date. Had an amazing time. Literally the best date of my life. We're seeing each other again in a few days. Furiously scribbling down notes. I can't see this one not working. Hi, I'm Date Mike, nice to meet me. How do you like your eggs in the morning? Not a pickup line. But. My freshman year. I was riding home on the bus. A boy stands up behind my seat and asks me, "Hey. Can I borrow your phone? I forgot my house key and my mom isn't home," so I said yes. Give him my phone. He hands it back about a minute later. And 2 seconds after that I receive a text, "Hey." I look up at him. Said, "Hey man, you got a text I think," and he says, "Yeah. It's from me. My name is." That was 4 years ago. We're dating now. Best one from a girl to me. Working at my job, ringing her up at the checkout and she seems really shy. She hands me the cash for her stuff and leaves in a hurry. I find a little slip in the folded bills that just said, "You are unreasonably attractive," with a phone number under it. Best one I've used. First date. Went to dinner. After dinner decided to hit a movie. Movie was shitty. But I turned to her and asked, "If you were a pirate, would you put your parrot on this shoulder? Or put arm around her this one?" She laughed. I laughed. People in the theater told us to shut the FCK up. Good times. I'm from Arizona. Some guy stopped dead in his tracks and said, "Whoa. The temperature today is 110, and I think I just figured out why." Mostly it was his confidence and smirk that sold me. But that line was pretty damn good too. I have a position available on my staff. I put on my robes and wizard hat. Didn't happen to me. I was overseas and I went to a bar. Overheard some Australian bloke, in a thick Australian accent, Go. Oh ish tits. Want a drink? Saw him the following day with a massive grin and her. My short friend, he's probably 5'3" or so, likes to walk up to girls taller than him and ask, "Hey, do you have a BF?" They say yes or no, doesn't matter. Him. Well, if I was your BF, I promise I would never look down on you. Works just about every time.